It's been a very long time, and I've posted like a couple of shorts, I suppose, in the middle, but I haven't gone for a full length video like this. It's been a very long time, and so I just wanted to like fill the void and post something that has been going in through my head recently. I've been looking for projects at this point, and I believe that it's been a little bit of a down moment as well. So going through that, but gives you perspective because in the landscapes, a large landscape of things, something big that is being brewing right now recently has been how AI has cannibalized most of the jobs out there, and that's been happening for the very long length of time right now. One of the things that it has done is has shrunken the job market overall. And who better to ask about this whole situation than AI itself? I spoke with the high and mighty ChatGPT to actually talk about what is really going on. And I think one of the things that I've seen eventually is the not just the job market, but the business itself has been affected because of currently today as we sit in today, for example, in 2025 right now. One of the things that is happening is that the business generally in general have gone down, and there's not enough buying power overall. And the business, if the business are doing well, the consumers are doing well, the customers overall, the job market kind of expands as well. It's a synergized ecosystem, of course. So I think definitely there's something really bad going on in the primitive, trivial overall commodities and general mass market consumption overall. There's a lack of buying power as well that I suppose that is also affecting the job market itself. So that's one of the reasons why I think it has been affecting the general health of the job market, and people are looking for jobs at the moment. So all right. So I had a very in-depth conversation with AI regarding this, and we went into like a lot of different tangents during our discussion. And one of the things that we discussed is what's going to happen now. And I've spoken about this a little bit in my short as well. If nobody's seen it, please check it out. It's a very short description of what I believe in is what happened right now. But I talked about it is what I talked about is basically just the transitional phase during the AI kind of like comes into play within the job market right now. And what I mean by job market, of course, it means that how people make money in general across any market segment or any span of work, or whoever whatever like market segment or field of work they belong to. And I believe in the end of the day, it's going to be a focus change overall, that you have to completely directly focus on how things are developed and how every individual out there can ship what they are able to do directly to the other person, the end consumer overall. I think that's what's going to actually be the landscape, and that's going to be the transitional phase. And what I mean by that is it's going to be temporary overall. It's not going to be the end game for what it looks like for people, how they kind of function across in within society, anthropologically speaking, and also how they interact with each other in terms of how they create value. Because one of the essential components of society is how they function as individuals within that society and what value they can create for the society. So whoever, whether that's like in a family system or individually, what they are made of. And one of the major components of what people all are about is when you introduce yourself, what do you do? Like you tell the other person your name, what your education is, your background is, and then what you actually do for a living. And that those are very high indicators of what you overall, like your personality is and who you're all about and what you believe in and things like that, blah blah blah. If somebody's in finance, they're more about numbers, and they're not that, I guess, empathetic or emotional. I guess that's what you'll get the first instantly kind of like get the an idea from the, or not necessarily true obviously, but generally that's what you would make out from that individual when you hear like somebody's in finance or banking, something like that along those lines. So that's very important, I guess. And so, but I had like an in-depth discussion back to what I was talking about, speaking to ChatGPT. So one of the things I found out, like I think initially, so I coined the question like how it's going to look like in terms of if the AI takes over. And one of the things that I think the AI pointed out, ChatGPT specifically, is the rise of creator economy. And obviously this is what I said. So I talked about specifically solopreneurship, which means a one-man companies, which might be eventually, if they're creating good value, they can create millions of, if not billions of dollars. And they're just one-person companies, or like a few friends just starting a business. They don't essentially have to have like 500 man women team inside a big warehouse or a company or office. They don't need to own multiple office. It's the end of even remote work. It's just like hiring different AI models or subscribing to different AI models and getting work done for you, and employing a couple of people maybe just to handle that workload if it's a big company. But essentially solopreneurship can work into that sort of existence as well. As you can see, a lot of, like, for example, let's say YouTubers already did that, like having good amount of footfall viewership, sorry, on a YouTube channel would entail a lot of money in the end because of brand deals and things like that, and integration and things. I mean, or even creating their own brand. So they were able to do that as well. A lot of these YouTubers were able to actually churn out revenue like this. So if in the when AI steps into this whole ecosystem, it just amps up the whole game. It's like doing that on steroids. So people who are individually starting businesses, whatever market segment they were in, not just the digital domain, now they can actually leverage AI and make a much bigger business without having to hire a lot of people, and being dependent upon providing them besides obviously salary, other things as well. So they don't have to do that. AI would be at their disposal, and as AI obviously becomes better and better, it's going to happen more and more and more and be much more easier to do. So that's what I also believe in as well. So create economy directly going to the consumer for individuals, that'll be something that's going to happen. Another thing that is I don't know, like I want to go through like everything, but I think a very major point that actually ChatGPT kind of pointed out was universal basic income, UBI. I didn't really think about this, but that's very important. I think that is beyond the transitional phase, and what that means is this is beyond when the AI is in its very like mature stages, where it is ubiquitous and it's pretty much integrated in all walks of life in society, pretty much, within the government as well, and it's regulated, I guess, and it's on the higher level. It's a ubiquitous technology, which it's like air, or like, for example, like mobile phones and all that. So that sort of, so when it comes to that, UBI means that mass, let's say like if mass automation makes traditional employment scarce, which means like it seeps into every single section of the society pretty much. So the base income might be introduced to keep people financially stable while they pursue creative, entrepreneurial, or high value endeavors. So this is interesting. I don't know exactly if that's going to pan out in the same fashion, because like different market segments, not market segments, sorry, different countries belonging to low end socioeconomic tiers maybe exist as well. So I don't know if it's going to be prevalent or just like you cannot make a blanket statement when it comes to UBI or anything of that nature. Economically speaking, there has to be a paradigm shift in terms of how we believe we can create value as humans. It's a very big thing as well, and it might sound far-fetched right now in 2025 sitting here, but might be that in a very near future, I suppose, my kids would be living a very different world, especially. And I'm also like, I'm happy, like I'm I'm not like um, I'm happy for it, I guess, in the end of the day, and then hope everything kind of pans out pretty well, indeed. So that's really important. And then I spoke about quite a lot of the other things. Essentially, speaking about not just UBI, and then how kind of people pursue and perceive things as well, and how AI kind of does that as well within the large landscape of things. But I think in conclusion, um, oh, I did, by the way, ask the AI if it is making any kind of assumptions and or creating a personality matrix for me as well. It kind of dodges the question, but it does that as well. Kind of creates a personality for me and how they can perceive, and obviously to some avail, it's also good, but. Yeah, but just have to be kind of like reminded of the fact that it's making some sort of assumptions about you as well, based on how I speak to this AI model. Yeah, that's the major pointer. Two major pointers I've already discussed: the scarcity of jobs, the transitional phase where solopreneurship kind of happens. During that time, everybody needs to hop on board and create businesses directly for the consumer rather than looking for jobs and or to be attached to different businesses. So like smaller groups of people who actually can create more value, and then eventually the scarcity of jobs would actually kind of bring people into a point where there has to be a baseline level income format, or that can be anything. I mean, this sounds like socialism, I guess, but whatever that might be. So yeah, those are the key pointers. I can actually continue that on like topic later on, or maybe just shoot a video while I speak to AI later on, make it shoot this button over here and then it's just record this. But I'll definitely do that. In the meantime, just maybe share your thoughts on what you guys think about like what's going to happen in AI. These are, I'm very strongly opinionated about like how what's going to happen. I think these are very strong points. And do you guys think it's the same way? Let me know. Take care.